after Varejao was taken down by McDyess. Flagrant 2 called on McDyess. Here comes LeBron trying to get into it and kept away. And McDyess ejected.
He's going to be very careful with one technical foul. He cannot pick up the other one. But, you know, Marv, when you look at that first quarter, other than McDyess being tossed out of the game, Detroit shot 55%. They had 9 assists, only 2 turnovers. And how about this? 16 points in the paint to none for the Cavaliers. 7 second chance points to none. So no easy points for Cleveland. All jump shots against that little trapping defense.
Wallace lost it. And a foul is called as Hunter and Jones went for the ball. It's on Damon Jones. Non-shooting foul, so the Pistons will put it in play. Detroit going with Wallace, Maxiell, and Prince up front. Phillips and Hunter at the guards.
Now with McDyess out, Flip Saunders may go with Dale Davis. He had talked about using Davis anyway, even with McDyess in the ballgame, just for his experience and his defense. So I would think eventually, as Maxiell gets fouled on the post-up, you know, we'll see Weber come back into the ballgame, but we'll probably see Davis as well.
And also, Dale Davis is their best screener. And there's a guy, Reggie Miller, sitting up there that's going to be doing the halftime here tonight that will attest for all the great screens. This guy used to set the preem up for those jump shots. We'd like to see him do the same thing for Rip Hamilton tonight. That's why another reason why Flip might put him in the game.
Dale Davis had that short run in game 1. Played well in 5 minutes of the first half. Came up with 5 points, 3 rebounds, but has not seen any action since then. Maxiell, not a good free throw shooter. Chris Webber picked up early fouls again. He is sitting down after collecting his second. Marv Albert, Doug Collins, Steve Kerr, Craig Sager working the sideline. Pistons with a 30-23 lead. It's game 5 of the best of 7 Eastern Conference Final. Series tied at 2. Pistons winning the first 2 games here at the Palace. And the Cavaliers winning in Cleveland games 3 and 4. So it's now a best of 3 in Detroit with 2 home games in that best of 3. James to the step back. Rebound comes to Hunter.
Another jump shot, getting nothing in the paint at all. Exactly what the Pistons want.
Hunter was bottled up. Good play by Gibson. And last touch by Gibson.
And again, Doug, something you touched on early in this game, that the pressure up the court from Detroit is starting to take its toll. Chauncey Billups hounding Damon Jones all the way up to the front court, and Cleveland never able to get into any kind of flow on that possession.
Phillips. Putting the move on Prince, and he's fouled. Prince called for the block. Mike Brown has James with Varejao and Marshall on the front line. He has Jones and Gibson at the guards. Prince with his second foul. Here's Carlos Delfino off the bench and replaces Tayshaun Prince.
I think when you look at Cleveland out there, really the only guy comfortable getting them in their offense is going to be LeBron James. You know, Damon Jones is not going to go against the kind of pressure, nor is Gibson. They're both going to play off the basketball.
And Varejao is fouled by Maxiell. Anderson, Varejao, very strong. Games 1 and 2 here in Detroit.
You look at those offensive rebounds. I think that's the key number for him, because he's not a skilled player at the offensive end, but he's an energy guy. And games 1 and 2, he's all over the glass. We asked Mike Brown about it. He said one difference in games 3 and 4 was that Detroit was really reacting to him on the high screen and roll, and that's one of the reasons that Gibson and Gooden got so many outside shots. Detroit really had to collapse onto Varejao.
Pistons up by 5. Hunter into the beat. Jones off the dribble. Wrong move by Lindsey Hunter. 32-25 Pistons. Reach-in foul as they try to trap Gibson. Foul on Hunter.
Well, Lindsey Hunter, you don't normally see him make these kind of moves. He's really more of a spot-up shooter at this stage of his career. He's out there for defense, but this is a beautiful drive. And again, whoever Damon Jones is playing, they're attacking him on the dribble.
The follow by LeBron James. Pistons with a 5-point lead. 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Hunter. Marshall got it knocked away and deflected out. Last touch by Hunter, who took a poke in the eye. And now Larry Hughes will check back in. Larry Hughes starting once again tonight, despite the injured left foot, and he comes out to provide a rest for LeBron James.
Let's keep our eye on him to see how mobile he is. The first time out the other night, he was pretty good. When he sat, he came back, he was a little stiff. He got off to a nice start in this game. Let's see if he can get himself loose once again.
Hughes hitting 2 from downtown at the start. And we saw the other night in Cleveland. Here's Varejao, lost the dribble. Cavs get back, but Phillips able to pop it, but will not count.
Looked like it was a foul on the drive, and before Billups pulled up, there was a call on a little bump, so Pistons will take it out on the side. Now, remember, the other night in Game 4 when LeBron James went to the bench, Cleveland made a really good push, and they were able to buy James about 5-6 minutes of rest. Be interesting to see if this group, now on the road without LeBron, can have any offensive success.
Foul was called on Gibson, non-shooting foul. Chris Webber comes back on, so Billups and Delfino and Hamilton on the floor with Webber and Wallace. Hamilton changed his mind on that shot, recovered by Webber, and a foul against the Cavaliers. Foul on Ilgauskas.
Well, Webber might have lost some of that quickness and his ability to leap, but he still has great hands. I've always felt one of his great traits as a player was he had great hands for a big man. His soft hands, could handle the ball, great touch passing. That time the ball was up for grabs. He just took it away from Ilgauskas.
Chris Webber just 21 of 43 at the line in the postseason, and 0 for 2 here tonight. He had that productive Game 3, 15 points, 7 rebounds, but he has been in an offensive drought going back to the series against Chicago.
But I think the bigger concern for Flip Saunders is at the defensive end on those perimeter screening rolls, because Webber just no longer has the foot speed to really get out and contain perimeter guys, especially someone like LeBron James.
And when Detroit made their push the other night, it was actually with Max Seal and McDyess in the game at that time.
Dice providing a lift in the third quarter. Ilgauskas backing Webber and coming up short with that hook. Webber with a series of fakes, and the pass could not be handled. Too strong. David Jones setting up for 3. Rebounded by Wallace. David Jones with much time. Mike Brown likes to say he had a cup of coffee and a donut. Here's Webber. 35-27 Detroit.
It looks like Mike Brown's going to get a timeout. I think this is a scary little moment here for Cleveland, because with LeBron on the bench, it'll be very tough for this club to put up points. And then at the other end, Detroit playing awfully well offensively tonight. Here's a little move from Billups, a nice feed to Webber, and Detroit with the 8-point lead.